let all these metaphors and let all these things fuck with your mind and have you thinking that something is very simple is very abstract when it's not. Abstract thoughts are simple and simple thoughts are abstract. And yin and yang is a yin and yang in everything. Don't matter what you put it in. You know what I'm saying? So if you don't have no sense of direction within yin, let's get out of our mind yang. Now, if you don't have no sense of direction as yin, you don't know how to feel, you don't know where to go emotionally in order to have yourself satisfied within yourself, then that's going to play out within yang. You're not going to have no sense of direction. Somebody always going to have to tell you, give you ideas. Somebody always going to have to tell you what you're supposed to do or what you should do. Somebody always going to have to tell you how to do something or which way to go or give you some sense of direction. Now, this is being controlled by beings on a global consciousness perspective. There's beings controlling a large group of consciousness. And these consciousness is getting filtered through this consciousness as a whole is being spread it out through different humans, and then humans having their own perception of this consciousness they have a piece of. Just like a cup of water that you have out the ocean. It's of the ocean, but it's not part of the ocean anymore. So this consciousness, you're part of this you're part of this consciousness, but you're not of the consciousness. You know what I'm saying? So you have a lot of people on earth right now who just not understanding certain realms of reality. So it's like you can't really explain yourself to certain people the way you really want to. But when you say a person don't have no sense of direction in their own life, that's because the actions that they're playing out in the yang realm, you see that. You see they don't have no sense of direction because they don't even have no physical sense of direction. They don't even know what to do in the yang. So when a person look like they got themselves together or they know themselves and you can see it, they like this person got themselves together, they have a sense of direction. You see that in the yang realm, so it must be within inside them they have a sense of direction where to go also, which is in the yin realm. But the only way I can explain it in that way of saying it's a sense of direction is because I'm applying yang with yin and yin with yang. But when we separate it, yin is not a realm of direction. Yang is the realm of direction. You know what I'm saying? What you can physically see, what you can physically do, what you can see, and what you can put into action is all yang. That's why the sun represents actions, and the moon represents illusions, your dreams, and stuff like that. So like it's like the daughter of the grandmother, which is Neptune, and then the daughter of the moon is Venus. You know what I'm saying? So it's like the moon play as a filter. It filters everything in the yin realm, and the sun filter it out through the yang realm. The sun and the moon is mother and father to you humans, to mankind. For you to worship anything else is your duty. I mean, it doesn't matter. See, I don't judge because I understand everything from a broad perspective. So the way I look at it is, it doesn't matter what you worship or what you doing. It all applies to the same shit I'm talking about anyway. Now, the only time we can get down to the nitty gritty and start breaking down the details and breaking down the broad perspective is, okay, we can debate on what you actually worship. We could debate if what you actually worship is worth worshiping or not, because you may not know what you're actually worshiping, but whatever you worshiping is actually about everything I'm talking about anyway, and beings and things that I'm talking about anyway. You just may be holding a certain type of energy to an all-time high that you may not necessarily know what you're holding to. But that's why I don't judge, because it doesn't matter what realm of reality or what program or what you into. It also go the way I see it. You're talking about what I'm talking about anyway. So we don't never have to argue. So sometimes I don't even like. That's why I ever brought this up anyway, because I was signing contracts by getting into conversations with lower consciousness beings the other day. You know what I'm saying? So, and yeah, it was the conversation was basically about yin and yang. You know what I'm saying? So, that's just, I just wanted to break that down a little bit. There's so much more to get into though, you know what I'm saying, with the yin and yang. You know what I'm saying? Like when you feel a certain way and it's pushing you to do certain things, that's a sense of direction in the yin realm, and then you play that out within actions within the real direction in the yang realm. But you know what I'm saying? That's the only way you could explain the yin realm. It's a lot of things that's in the yin realm that's unexplainable in the yang realm. But see, you have to understand it's always vice versa. There's a lot of things in the yang realm that's unexplainable for the yin realm. You know what I'm saying? And it's on a conscious level. It's not on a physical level, because everything that you see in the yang realm came from the yin realm. This, like, from a broader perspective to the smallest scale, you could look at it like the yin is the female and the male is the yin is the female and the male is the yang. Now, yang came from the womb, which is the yin, which is the darkness. So everything that we can see is basically on the largest scale of yang. Anything you can see in space, anything you can actually see. Everything that you actually can't see, you apply to space, is actually yin. Like air and all that, yin. So when it comes to understanding yin, you have a lot of beings on Earth in the yang realm who can't quite understand how the yin came into the yang, but then the yin can't understand why the yang create so much of its own perceptions and dilute themselves into forgetting how the yang came from the yin. So this is what the yin can't understand. So it's like your spirit, it's like you physically, you listen, you watch TV, you watch scientists and doctors and stuff, you physically and try to understand with your left brain logically what's going on. But so that's yang. But yin, which is your right brain, you don't understand why you can't understand everything. So it fucks your head up. It's like a contradiction within the two brains, because we're not understanding the full thing yet. Just like on the broadest scale, of yin and yang, fire is yin, water is yin. You know what I'm saying? Air is yang, earth is yang, right? Now look, within that, there's a whole sphere of reality. And on the broadest scale of that, air is yang, earth is yang. Yin, is yang. No, my bad. Yin is earth, and yin is air. And earth will be yang, and water will be yang. Now, when we break it down to on earth, yang is air, yang is fire. Yin is earth, yin is water. Now, this proves to us that there's different spheres of realities and different perceptions and different thought processes within these different spheres of realities. That proves that. So that lets you know there's different universes within different universes, because that yin got manifested in the yang. Now, when I brought that yin into yang, that's how we're able to know that different universes exist. Because look, for an example, this is an example of a yin being took to yang. All right, let's talk about medical science. In some degrees, negative is positive and positive is negative. But for the sake of that subject, that's not to say that in this subject, positive still means positive and negative means negative. For an example, say a person who has AIDS. Now, from a broader perspective, positive means good, means yang. Negative means bad, means dark, means yin. Now, compare medical science to spheres of reality. Now we're taking from the yin to the yang. Now we're calling it a sphere of reality. We're calling a person or the AIDS virus itself a sphere of reality, right? Okay, now in this sphere of reality, being positively having HIV, being positive for HIV is a bad thing, because you have something that we would call negative, but you have it positively. You positively have it. So in that sphere of reality, positive mean negative and negative mean positive. Because if you negatively have HIV, then that's a good thing. So in that sphere of reality, because we're comparing that to a sphere of reality, you see the contradiction? But say in this sphere of reality, if you have money, so we're bringing yin to yang again, to some physical that we can see again. And we're calling this a sphere of reality. Now in this sphere of reality, if you positively have money, that's a good thing. If you negatively have money, that's a bad thing. So now we have two spheres of reality in the yang realm. We're comparing the yin to the yang. Now in the yang, we're calling these spheres of reality. We're calling you positively have money or you positively have AIDS. Now if you positively have HIV, AIDS, that's bad. If you positively have money, that's good. So right there in the yang realm, I broke it down to, that's the example of how we have different universes, different realms of reality. Because in the yang realm, we have different, that's a metaphor for a realm of reality. In the realm of reality of HIV, if you positively have it, that's a bad thing. In this realm of reality, if you have money, if you positively have money, that's a good thing. So that's a different universe. That's a different sphere of reality. But that's just an example of it in the yin realm, in the yang realm. See, yang, if you try to understand my metaphor in the yang realm, now you try to scientifically figure out where I got the thought from. Now you try to bring it to scientifically or whatever like that. If you try to figure out what I'm saying in the metaphoric realm, which is the spiritual realm, which is the conscious realm, and it's the yin realm, you're gonna be like, okay, yeah, that makes sense. So in the yang realm, if you separate yin and yang, in the yang realm, that doesn't make sense, because you like, I don't see what you're thinking about. And in the yin realm, the yang doesn't make sense, because it's like, okay, I can see it, but you have no meaning behind it. You got the logicality of it, but do you understand where it came from? Why you forgot where it came from? So when you join them together, you could blend it. So you can say you have direction in the yin realm and direction in the yang realm. You just have to, your perception of it have to change. You have to understand that there's no direction in the yin realm. You have to understand direction is solely from the yang realm. And in the yang realm, there's no sense of metaphor, just logicality, left brain. But in the yin realm, there's no sense of logical. There's only feelings and emotions. You know what I'm saying? So when you have a right brain human here who just act on the spirit of the moment, or act on emotion, and they don't have no logical awareness of what they're doing, they're just carelessly doing things. This person may be very right brain. They may have a chart full of fire and water planets. Now, if you're a person who logically think about everything, and before you even act on the spirit of the moment, or act on anything, or act on expression, or act on how you feel, you have to logically understand it first, and understand the practicality of does it make sense or not before you actually do it. You may be an extremely left brain person. You may have all planets in earth or air in your chart. You understand what I'm saying? So, yeah, you know what I'm saying? Left brain is the yang realm, and right brain is the yin realm. That's why I said on the broadest yin and yang, if you want to talk about elements, yin is fire and water, and they're the yin and yang within each other. And yang is air and earth, and they are the yin and yang within each other. It's just when it gets trickled down to the lower of the pyramids, you have a body now, your spirit is in the body, the yin and yang is conjoined, you're engineered now, whatever like that, boom, boom, boom. On earth, from an earth perspective, and only an earth perspective, fire in space or another planet is a whole different element. Air is a whole different element. Earth is a whole different element. Water is a whole different element. Just the relationship it have on earth from our planetary systems and our sun and moon. It plays out that fire is hot here, that air is windy here, that water absorbs here, that earth builds and grow here. So when you could join these here from an earth's perspective, just from a human perspective, Logically, left brain, it makes sense that the air may need fire because of the relationship that air and fire has on Earth. That when the air expands the fire, and the fire holds the emotional, or it holds the shit within the air, so you can see the air. It colors the air. So the air is the idea, and the fire is the emotional support for the idea. And then when you get to the Earth, from an Earth perspective, Earth and water just appears on Earth to seem like they need each other, because water absorbs and Earth holds the foundation. So the water sometimes may need the foundation, and the Earth sometimes may need the emotional support to be able to move and not stay stuck in their own ways. They need the water to move the rocks. You need water to splash over sometimes and create cracks within the Earth, so the Earth can get out of its own funk. So in this case, the Earth is the idea. It's the shape. It's the shape of everything. It's the shape of the cup, and the water is the emotional support. It colors it. It colors it. It gives it volume. It gives it density. A cup is light as hell. Yeah, it got the shape by itself, but once you add water, now you add density. You add weight. You add emotional support. Your emotional weight. So and vice versa. Earth is the idea, and water is the emotional support for the Earth. So they play out as yin no matter what. Air is the idea. Fire is the emotional support for the air. It gives the color to the air. Earth gives the shape to the water. You know what I'm saying? This shit, it's like it's deep, but then it ain't deep. As long as you know how to create the balance, you're at the right place. You know what I'm saying? As above, so below. As below, so above. Create the balance. Libras understand this the most. Balance. This is why sometimes they can have the most volatile lives. Then you have them Libras who can have the most balanced lives. The most turbulent Libras are in search of balance, and the most stable Libras are in search of chaos because they have so much balance. But it's either or. You know what I'm saying? So it's like that. They interchange. They interchange and play out. This is why they're the seventh sign. They're in between. There are the balance of the zodiac wheel. You have the 6 planets before, then it start off the next 6 planets. 6 signs, zodiac signs. You know what I'm saying? I could be going on and on and on, yo. Let me stop this video because I want to get into also, because I've been getting a lot of feedback about people not understanding sleeping planets. So that I'm finna get into that next. Flight boss, bitch, you know, for sure. Flight metaphysics, goddamn.